Hello, welcome to Podsongs, where we interview inspirational people in service to others as inspiration for a new song. Today is the 100th episode. It's an emotional moment, as I'm sure you can understand, especially because we've done it in just over a year, and it's coinciding with Christmas, so it's a great present. Now, moving forward, in 2022, we'll be switching to an episode every fortnight, which is what many other shows do. Shows like Song Exploder, The Next Blessed, Music Podcast. This should make things a little bit more manageable because, drum roll, I'm an expectant father. And what I'm expecting is sleepless nights and the end of my life as I know it. Also a lot of love and happiness, of course. All being well, the little fella should arrive in May. But better to take my foot off the gas a bit now, have a bit more time to cope with that experience. Because Podsongs has become, as I'm sure you can imagine, a bit all-consuming. Because it's not just the production of the podcast that takes the time. You know, I have to find musical guests who want to collaborate with me, find a guest expert for them to interview, research, recording, editing, and then making the songs, of course, on top, which has been huge. But it's also that now we give every song a special single release with marketing, promotion, a music video. We're morphing into a proper record company, and 2 singles a month is still a lot to manage. And even on top of that, another new idea for next year is that I want to release episodes with video as well. But, you know, because this is Podsongs, we need something extra special. So not just talking heads, but for each episode, as well as inspiring a song, they will inspire a painting. So you'll see the artist painting in real time. We'll have the split screen with the conversation and the artist on YouTube. Yeah. Anyway, so back to this 100th episode. It's had to be a special edition, and it is, because, as you may know, I originally started Podsongs as a way to help publicise the Aetherius Society, the spiritual organisation that I'm a member of, fight back against the materialistic message that's distorting modern society. And about 12 of the last 100 guests were from the Aetherius Society. So I've got together with 2 directors of the society to go through the 12 songs and give a special track-by-track commentary with some extra metaphysical insights. I hope you enjoy the show. Please welcome Brian Keneipp and Paul Nugent. Hello, Paul. Hello, Brian.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Excellent.
I must say, I'm kind of envious of your pretty cool-looking microphone there.
Thank you. Yes, you can only be as cool as your microphone in podcasting.
Now, I'm keeping fresh, so I have not heard all the songs, but I want to be able to be fresh when we listen to them and comment on them. Is that okay?
Of course. Great. All right, well, let's get started then. Let's hear the first song. The first one is called The Prison of Materialism.
It's stitched into the sitcom, sewn into the news, twisted in the movies, it underwrites your views, pumped in by the television, reinforced in school, seeps into your every hole, but you're nobody's fool. It permeates and advocates, corroborates, separates, venerates our physical traits while vindicating violent states, perpetuates, subordinates, implicates with primates, culminates in selfish hate that enumerates, exterminates. Oh no, they're selling you a prison. Don't buy the lie of materialism. Cunningly conceived and slyly concealed, dripped into your consciousness, now it has congealed. You're just purely physical, you're a piece of meat. Who cares as if I beat you or emotionally mistreat you. Soul starvation, strangulation, spiritual castration. Secularized, sexualized, glamorized with vacant lies. Temptation and gratification, physical adoration. Simulation of civilization, societal transmogrification. Oh no, they're selling you a prison. Don't buy the lie of materialism. They feed upon your fear, suck up all your feelings, they're always very near. You're left a little pawn, putty in their hands, moving information as they whisper their commands, preaching the dualities of physical realities, with distorted mineralities for limited mentalities, contorted tonalities, temporal modalities, separate nationalities for global criminalities. Oh no, they're selling you a prison. Don't buy the lie of materialism.
I love it.
Yep.
I love that one.
So
It's that one. It's so you so often hear the opposite in all the other songs that you hear on the radio or on the streaming services. They're all about materialism and saying how much you want materialism and how you need it. And it's so. I think you should. This should be a required listening for after every session of listening to any other song, basically, to rebalance the person.
I was blown away when I heard that song, Jack. I really was. It's just the lyrics, the music. I actually wrote in my notes, and I am not a musical guy, but I wrote Beatles-esque, and there's a sort of psychedelic touch to it. May I, or dare I say? But I just think it's just an incredible, amazing song that needs to go. Mainstream, or not mainstream, but far and wide. Great song.
oh, thank you.
Excellent. A little small thing is I like the way it's got noise in the background to the end. There's not like a normal, what you're used to, slow fade out to black or fade out to silence. It's got this kind of crackling at the end, then stops, which I kind of liked, actually. I'm not sure if you meant to do that, but I like that.
So has this been in a few transmissions? I remember hearing the Master Aetherius talk about materialism, and was it Mars Sector 6? Because it is in the teachings.
The wilderness of materialism.
Oh yes, it's in From Free Will to Freedom, where Master Aetherius states that materialism basically is a construct devised by the dark forces to enslave us.
Hmm.
And the Master
Point
Jesus
blank.
in the first blessing, wilderness of materialism. Well, here's prison, but yeah, similar. That's where we are.
Hmm.
I love it. It's a great way to start. Number one, that's perfect.
All right, let's hit it. So the next song is called The Mother Earth, and I wrote it for Chrissy Blaze because she has an astrology book.
Who did you write for the Prison of Materialism?
That was actually for a philosopher, Bernardo Kastrup, and he was talking about a subject related to this, but I incorporate some ideas from the Aetherius Society.
Anyway, amazing song, Jack.
Excellent. Let me put you on to the other speaker here.
The Mother Earth.
Some thoughts depress you, like what you had and lost. Like we ever really possess anything, and even know who we are. Think of your ancestors, do you even know their names? They've been blown away and are floating with the stars. They are just specks of dust here upon the Mother Earth. We owe her all of our love. Blessed is the Mother Earth. Think of everyone through history, everyone who ever was, of the lives they lived and what they did, how little we know of. They lived there every moment in this tiny place, and in the universe they left no trace. We are just specks of dust here upon the Mother Earth. We owe her all of our love. Blessed is the Mother Earth. Rivers of blood spilt in triumph to claim one piece or own one corner. Endless cruelties visited out to move about. Imagine borders, how many have died fighting for the Mother Earth. Every creator, every destroyer of civilizations, every hero, every coward, every king, they owe all of their lives to the sacred Mother Earth. Every saint, every sinner, every son, every inventor, every explorer, everyone in the history of the species crawled around the Mother Earth. Yes, they lived out their lives here upon the Mother Earth.
Well, I loved that one too. I thought it was another wonderful, wonderful song. If we're here to really critique, I would, we're specks of dust, and we are in the grand scheme of things, but we're spiritual dust too. It's not just a piece of dust. So that would be my only, I guess, quibble. Minor quibble,
Yeah.
Jack. Lovely song.
We are divine sparks, yeah.
There you go. There we go. We're divine
Divine
spark.
spark. Yeah, clearly it's a different, it's a much more beautiful song, which is appropriate as it's the Mother Earth. I guess on the critical side, I would have preferred a little more of a feeling that the Mother Earth is this great spiritual being. It seems that you kind of focus more on, which I can kind of understand, but focus more on people looking at it from humans' point of view, and that because we've spent all of our time here, we owe everything to the Mother Earth. That's the only thing I would just love to have felt a little bit more idea that she is a great conscious goddess.
What is the famous quote? The most holy being you've ever touched is the...
Touched.
Yeah,
Ground beneath your feet.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was...
But it's beautiful, beautiful
was-
feel.
Lovely song.
Thank you. Yeah, well, that was... I mean, I haven't heard that from any other organization or any other teaching, that the Earth is an evolved being, millions of lives ahead of us, and one day we'll be evolve into planets. That's kind of
right, kind of wild.
Yeah, just put a new perspective on when you look up into the night sky, no?
Yeah, or walk out into your backyard and walk on the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could argue that we already are, but that's a long conversation beyond our 5-minute slot.
So the next one's kind of it's related. It's the violet
Right.
flame, which comes from the Mother Earth
Oh,
herself.
very
So
nice. Yeah.
shall we proceed?
Hit it.
The holiest being that you'll ever meet is right there below you, under your feet. She hides the beauty of her true light under material form, to render to her sustenance until we return. But we don't honor her name, we defile and defame and involve ourselves over again to bring up the violet flame, transmute the dross in this frame. For we scar her body and we cause her pain, still she gets a violet flame. Blessed is this goddess who gave us refuge. Instead of accepting unlimited guns, she refused. So we can gain experience on our way back to God. She has not yet demanded that we change or leave, but we don't honor her name, defile and defame, involve ourselves over again, to bring up the violet flame, transmute the dross in this frame. We scar her body and we cause her pain, still she gets a violet flame. To bring up the violet flame, protection of power retained. She gives this willingly without a claim. Love it is a violet flame. How can she suffer so much? Silent and solemn sacrifice, while we dam her arteries and cut chunks out of her flesh. Commit foul acts against this angel, the very being that sustains us. When her children ask her, still she gives her flame of transmutation. Bring up the violet flame, transmute the dross in this frame. But we scar her body and we cause her pain, till she gives her violet flame. So bring up the violet flame, protection of power retained. She gives this willingly without a claim. Love it is a violet flame. Love it is a violet flame. Love it is a violet flame.
Beautiful. I think that was what I was expecting on the last song. That says it all.
We got there in the end.
I think almost I would rather, if I was playing it to people, I'd play this one first, and then the next one. That's just
Okay.
me.
You mean
But,
the previous one?
yeah, yeah. In other words, we kind of set the tone of this beautiful giving Mother Earth, and then state that, and we all throughout history all owe everything to this being.
Good idea. I can change the order of the album. Yeah.
For me, this shows the value of listening to a song more than once, because the first time I heard this, I really liked the lyrics, but I wasn't so sure about the music. But hearing it through these headphones wired through Brian's office little stereo system he's got there, I really liked it. When I say mood music, I'm not sure if it, but it's. I can just sort of see myself sitting on a train or riding in a car and listening to that, just feeling happy, feeling good. So, that kind of.
Another thing I liked the it seemed like a little bit of a sitar action around 2/3 of the way through, which was really unexpected, but really it kind of added another layer of spirituality to it for me.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a sitar player, a friend of mine,
I'm sure it wasn't
an
sitar,
Austrian
but
guy.
kind of
He played it.
was there? Nice, very nice. I really like that bit. Shall we move on?
Yeah, the next song is for Gary Blaze, called "The Healer."
The Healer, perfect.
Step aside for the healer, coming through, higher energy flowing through you, sending out the light, pushing out the love, falling from above. Here comes the healer, an average man, doing something that anyone can, an instrument of healing, working for the one, directly for the soul. Give it up for the healer, flowing through you, visualizing with the mind in a mudra, pulling down prana, the transfer of, sending it with love. Stand back for the healer, let the power come through, realizing it's something you can do. Cometh the hour, cometh the man, the change has begun. Up to a higher level, send the power out, confident that your healing will work without a doubt. Harnessing invisible forces, extrasensory, visualize it going out as far as you can see. It's not imaginary. Step aside for the healer, it's coming through, higher energy flowing through you, sending out the light, pushing out the love, sent down from above. Here comes the healer, an average man, doing something that anyone can, an instrument of healing, working for the one, pulling from the sun.
I love it. That was fantastic. I love the. Normally you think of healers as being kind of sensitive and almost effeminate, and very kind of beautiful, and then you get this really kind of hard kind of rock beat, and make way for the healer. To me, it's a great right way to reposition the whole idea of healing. It's perfect.
Images of Gary Blaze in downtown Detroit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It'd be a great video, great music video with Gary on this one. It's perfect.
Downtown Detroit. Yeah, it's great.
Exactly.
Fabulous song there, Jack.
Thank you. Yeah.
Together
good
with
words,
the
good beat.
fabulous interview with Gary, you helped. I really enjoyed.
Oh yeah, thank you. You can imagine if you can see the white energy going out, it would be like a superpower, no? You see it in the kind of
Superpower.
Superman. Yeah.
Super. Yeah. No, it would be a good video, music video.
So,
Anyway, that's another.
So
another
the next
deal,
song
right?
is most caterpillars don't believe in butterflies, which it's kind of a little tongue in cheek, keeping, like you say, keeping spirituality fun as well. So
it's a heck of a song title.
Yeah, this was for Alison Lawrence.
Oh, perfect, yeah.
Most caterpillars don't believe in butterflies. You make a chrysalis, then you die, despite the butterfly sighting. Butterflies in the sky, tricks of the light or cloud formations, flocks of birds or your expectations. Who knows, who can say? Don't look, they'll go away. Caterpillars are apathetic, they're focused on their leaf. Don't bother me with spiritual things, I'm focused on the here and now. Most caterpillars don't believe in butterflies. You make a chrysalis, then you die, despite the butterfly sighting. The Nine Freedoms explains it all, how bravery, love and service lead to enlightenment and cosmic consciousness, then ascension and interplanetary existence, before we go to Saturn and then life on the sun. Many more things are mentioned, it's a lot to take in. And when talking to caterpillars, it's hard to know where to begin. The caterpillar government's not helping things, I guess they have their reasons. But I know one day that everyone will see, inevitably, that becoming butterflies is our destiny. Until then, most caterpillars don't believe in butterflies. You make a chrysalis, then you die, despite the butterfly sightings.
That's great. That's really a perceptive song. It'd be a great advertisement for the Nine Freedoms.
You think Dr. King would have approved, or?
Hey, he's practical. If it works, he would approve it.
We should
Yep,
change the
definitely.
cover and have a sort of caterpillar nibbling through a leaf.
Butterfly. Or caterpillar looking up at a butterfly.
Yeah,
Say, I
or a
don't believe
UFO.
it.
It's sort of not a butterfly flying by, but a UFO. Yeah, again, and I think just from the sort of value of the soul, again, just sort of hearing it again, it's the first time I've heard it, was, but hearing it again, maybe it's your little system you got there, Brian. But just again, uplifting, interesting, almost comical, I would say. So almost
It is,
comical.
yeah. It's very comical. No, it's refreshingly kind of fun, and at the same time, it makes a really good point in a really nice, fun, effective way, I think.
I'd had the observation that because the Aetherius Society combines reincarnation, which imply with the ghosts and the spirit realms, and so people don't believe in those butterflies.
That's right.
Because not many people have these, and also NDEs, near-death experiences, and
right,
and so many different testimonials from different people.
I know they ignore it.
And then,
well, I'm just thinking that caterpillars, they may have very, very weird and interesting conversations between each other about tripping out on visualizing themselves as well. Outside. That kind of weird, wacky conversation between caterpillars as they're munching on the leaf. In fact, okay, a little bit of critique, because you say these caterpillars, they're just focusing on the here and now. But actually, that's a spiritual lesson, just to be in the here and now.
True.
Well, that's very true, yeah. But with the analogy from the Aetherius Society, in that you take these seemingly unrelated things, and the same with UFOs. So millions of sightings and references and testimonials, and but still not believable. And
they're focusing on their leaves.
I get, but do you find that when people come to join the society, they're either in, because I would say that the UFO camp can be quite unspiritual, they're more.
It's changing though, Jack. It is changing. You're right. But it when Richard Lawrence was over here a few years ago, and he did one of his more recent books on UFOs, kind of more the spiritual side of it. There was a lot of people that came to the UFO groups and listened to him. And it was clearly the spiritual side, and they really resonated with it. So I think things are shifting. Another interesting thing, remember, Paul, when we went to, there was a convention, kind of a talk by George Norrie, I think, at a panel of people who believed in implants and stuff like that. And surprisingly enough, when implants and all that kind of thing first started, it was all negative, bad ETs doing this to humans. But they had already started to spin it that implants were actually good things put in by other ETs to help us. So it is a slow change out there, Jack.
Well, and it's not hope for any implants.
No, I'm just saying it's a big change.
But actually, many spiritual organizations use the analogy of the caterpillar into the butterfly, and that if you see someone struggling, if you try to help a caterpillar come out of its cocoon, you'd kill it, because it's such a delicate time, and that's the same with spiritual development. We're all going at our own speed, no?
True, very, very true. Are we ready for the sun?
Yeah, the next song is the Mighty Sun, which I wrote for Mark Bennett.
Mark Bennett. All right, here we go.
What's that? The Mighty Sun.
Turn up that. Oops.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is very appropriate for Mark Bennett.
Is way up on high.
All right. Unfortunately, I couldn't really pick out many of the words. I liked the beat, but I couldn't really hear only about say 3 or 4 words.
That's okay. It's a more of a rock song, yeah.
Well,
I wrote
good
down.
beat.
It's kind of. I don't know if this is a compliment or not. But it's a kind of a cacophony. Speaking of cocoons, but this is a cacophony.
Mm-mm.
and dare I say, I put in brackets, to listen to that one, you need to be stoned. Which
well, we're trying to cover.
I'm not going to associate that with Mark, please. But
we're going to trying to cover every genre here. So
yeah.
I think it could go quite well when you're looking at the sun with some of those filters, and you can see all the explosions and whatnot. It might be interesting to pair that up with some of the more really energetic videos of the sun.
You're
there
right.
Go, yeah.
I agree, Brian, because the sun is just something that is so far out, from our concept, that you kind of need to be, dare I say, almost tripping to be able to get a sense of what we're a part of. I'm not advocating it. It is something that is just so incredible and mysterious and weird and bizarre, and trying to figure it out. Like Brian's trying to say, it's hard to understand. Wow, what is
it? The song does have this kind of raw power in it, and so it could match quite well with
interesting
with that image.
And the next song is
The Bombs.
I didn't write it after an interview with an Aetherius Society member, but I included it in this album because, Dr. King was one of his original activities was campaigning against the bomb, and he started the anti-bomb movement. So I thought it was a very important song to include.
All right, let's hear it.
Ordinary people feel under attack, and that the enemy's invisible, they can't fight back. So they focus on an issue that's important to them, but they forget about the worst thing that could happen to men. Global warming's irritating like a splinter compared to hunkering down for a nuclear winter. Don't let politicians blind you with their commotion. When you see missiles flying over, there's one issue you vote on. Make nuclear disarmament the thing you're locked on by asking all your leaders where they stand on the bomb. Cause if the bombs go off, no other issues matter. If the bombs go off, your life will be in tatters. If the bombs go off, you'll wish that you'd acted before. If the bombs go off, there's no way to vote them back. If the bombs go off, your world is going black. If the bombs go off, your overriding emotion will be regret. Only 9 countries have nuclear weapons, but any single one of them could end us in seconds. One determined hacker and security breach, a single crazy president with a button in reach, an angry dictator who won't be disarmed, some kind of malfunction that sets off an alarm. So many scenarios, can't think of them all. Of course the one you forget will be the fate we befall. The odds are all long, but the risk is so high, and there's no way back once they're all up in the sky. Cause if the bombs go off, no other issues matter. If the bombs go off, your life will be in tatters. If the bombs go off, you'll wish that you'd acted before. If the bombs go off, there's no way to vote them back. If the bombs go off, your world is going black. If the bombs go off, your overriding emotion will be regret.
nuclear war could lead to social improvement with equal opportunity, freedom of movement. Freedom of speech will be a forgotten obsession when you're pushing round a shopping cart with all your possessions. There'd be no discrimination or judging by race after a massive fireball has burnt off your face. 'Cause if the bombs go off, no other issues matter. If the bombs go off, your life will be in tatters. If the bombs go off, you'll wish that you'd acted before. If the bombs go off, there's no way to hold them back. If the bombs go off, your world is going black. If the bombs go off, your overriding emotion will be regret.
Yeah, that's one thing that has kind of gone out of the news cycle, isn't it? The whole nuclear bomb thing, other than Iran, but it's kind of a forgotten issue. So I'm glad you kind of bring it back with this song.
Yeah, it's all global warming, isn't it?
Yeah, global warming, or these days COVID, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
What I found with that song is that you're doing something incredibly serious, but it's kind of a playful song. It's
Yeah, it's playful with a bit of burning off faces, so it's got a bit of a bite to it too. So it's which is appropriate for a song like this. Yeah, it's something that's good to kind of keep it in the mind, because it's still clearly a big issue. We still got a lot of these bombs kicking around, a lot of them,
and an angry world.
Angry world. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you,
It doesn't
Jack.
take much. Yeah, I mean, one you say it I say in the song, one hacker or one accident or one move.
That's right.
Well, hackers,
That's right.
there you go. Yeah.
But
Hackers.
there's many evidence of UFOs interfering.
Yes, there are. Turn them off. That's exactly
turning
right.
them off many times.
Yep.
So, but they won't do it forever.
No, they can't karmically do that forever. You're right. Now I think we go pretty much from that to the almost the exact opposite of pranayama. I think.
Right. This is the song for Ayub Malik.
Oh, lovely.
About the King Yoga, which I've been really enjoying.
The Facebook group.
Yeah, with Hashimi.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, very
doing
nice.
a great job.
Well, let's start her up. Spin them up.
Meditative breathing. Are you ready? Waking up, feeling rushed. Stupid mind, need to shut up. Seeing stress in my name. Can't get a hold. Assume the position on the floor. Left nostril breathing in. Right nostril breathing out. There you go. Pranayama. Straight off the breath. Pranayama. Controlling the course of my life force. Taking control by letting go. Ease my racing mind. Ground my soaring soul. Settle down. Cross-legged on the floor. Balance the pingala. Slowing down, powers up. Let's go. Pranayama. Straight off the breath. Pranayama. Controlling the course. My life force. ice in my name. Can't get a hold. Assume the position on the floor. Left nostril breathing in. Right nostril breathing out. There you go. Pranayama. Straight off the breath. Pranayama. Controlling the thoughts. I like thoughts. Oh, pranayama, 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 pranayama. Oh, pranayama, 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 pranayama. 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 Pranayama, 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 pranayama.
I love it. That was excellent. I love you. I love your chorus back there. They must have had a good time doing that.
Oh, we had a
Well,
good fun with that one.
All I can say, Jack, is must have been a hippie in your last life. And again, very Beatles-esque,
Yeah, Beatles or
psychedelic,
Clapton.
and needs to be played at massive outdoor pop concerts.
Okay.
I think it was superb. It's good too. It's almost like you could almost imagine all that background and everything else going on is your mind trying to be controlled by the pranayama. It's clever. I think it's just great words in there too. I think it could be very inspiring to push yourself back into pranayama, for example, when you maybe have gone off track a little bit or made a few days gone by without doing it, and you put this on and you just jump back in there on the
Yeah.
floor.
Yes,
Left in,
exactly.
right out.
Yeah, like it's a playful thing because, obviously you can go into this it's a very serious practice, but yeah, try and make it fun.
It's got to be fun too. It's got to be fun. Yeah.
Enjoyable fun.
Well,
That's what I wrote down, yeah.
Definitely. I know it is very either Eric Clapton or Beatles or it's really good. That's definitely a fun song. It'd be fun to kind of play little bits of that either beginning or the end of the yoga, the Yogananda, not the yoga, the Facebook group.
For sure, yeah. Okay, on to the next song. This one's called Hymn for the Blessings.
Blessed are they who work for peace. They sacrifice their bliss so that we can exist. Their unselfish actions never cease. Blessed are they who work for peace. Blessed are the wise ones for spreading their light. Went deep within and found the peace therein, but sacrificed it all to help us through the night. Blessed are the wise ones for spreading their light. Blessed in the now are they who love. With love for the brothers they live for others. They know that it's God that we're all part of. Blessed in the now are they who love. Blessed are the planetary ones who left behind their homes to come here alone. They walk unsung inside and shine like brilliant suns. Blessed are the planetary ones. Blessed are the thanksgivers, they turn great tides. Expended energy so that they can see. They send love to the divas and they bridge the divides. Blessed are the thanksgivers, they turn great tides. Blessed are the healers in these days of pain, who lay their hand upon the brow of fevered brothers. The universal power flows through their veins. Blessed are the healers in these days of pain.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I just did the first 6 blessings.
I like that one. I've heard that one. I did hear that one before. That's beautiful. Yeah.
Right.
To me, that sort of had a Gregorian chant element to it. Imagine a nice or a lovely old monastery.
Need to be about 4 octaves below, though.
I'd love to record that with a real choir one time, yeah, or real monks.
Yeah.
That's quite. It's a nice. It's a nice mini 6 blessings. That.
Yeah, you said it to include to give it a cosmic element, to include the earth and the sun would have been a good idea.
Mm.
You got planetary ones.
No, it would be good. At least the earth, if not the earth and the sun. Yeah, that would be superb.
But we have the Mother Earth and we have the mighty sun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So the next song is your song, Paul.
It's a good one, Jack. Another good one.
Serve.
That's right. I liked it then. I like it now. Let's hear it again.
Give up your serenity, service is your destiny. 'Cause in a world of suffering, even idleness is criminal. Entertainment must be minimal. The time to act is now.
I'll do it. I'll serve. I give. I must say, you do have a tremendous amount of variety in your songs, and it's you have an amazing depth of creativity within you there, Jack.
Oh, thank you. Well, I have a great team working. I don't claim any of the credit. It's the other musicians. It's like a musical gym for them, you know. We're just doing all these different genre bending.
Sounds like fun.
It's great fun.
Not only that, but I mean, how quickly Jack is able to produce these songs. But in terms of that particular one, I've always maintained that ecstasy is there all the time. It's what is ecstasy, and it's just a matter of of tapping into it. And listening to that that song just now, it made me think of a bee, because it sort of goes from flower to flower to flower, and it's just in this sort of constant state of ecstasy, and it is. And
that's another great music video.
We've got caterpillars, bees, but just sort of going from flower to flower, and just the sort of it was unfolding layers of ecstasy for me.
Because in our interview, you said something that stuck with me. You said service without love is work.
Indeed.
That's good.
And I did try to write. That was such a good. I did try to put that in the song, or try to whether I should write a song about love, and that kind of it kind of stopped my.
That's
flow,
right, because
I ended up with this song.
Yeah, you said to me it's all about service, and I think I said no, it's actually all about love, and the love will lead to service.
Yeah. Right.
It's really all about love.
I've tried to carry that with me. I didn't actually put it in the song, but it stuck with me, and thank you for that insight.
Beautiful.
And then we go to Brian's song, smoothly.
I guess what's curious to me is that what can number 12 be if number 11 is the absolute? But we'll wait for that one.
Yeah, look at the title. Look at the title of that one. You might have to switch the order. The last one should probably be the first. But anyway, we'll get there. Yeah.
Here we go.
The all made you. The all made me. All is in everything, and forever will be. The all is living, here and perceiving. The all it is knowing, the spell that it's weaving. The absolute's here, screaming your name. Beside the door, out of the game, stillness speaks. I wanna be lightning, I wanna be rain, never reborn, ever again. I wanna be ocean, the spectrum of light, feel the whole, finally unite. The absolute solid, it is complete, as light as the air beneath your feet. The absolute feels pain when you lie, and suffers your tears whenever you cry. We are the cycle, but live in denial, fueling the endless death and revival. Stillness speaks. I wanna be lightning, I wanna be rain, never reborn, ever again. I wanna be oceans, the spectrum of light, feel the whole, finally unite. But it's the wanting that tightens the chains, builds the bars that make this a cage. 'Cause here in heaven the entrance prays, it's to be blind in paradise. I wanna be lightning, I wanna be rain, never reborn, ever again. I wanna be oceans, the spectrum of light, feel the whole, finally unite.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love that one too. Let's say. I like the way you go from this real delicate single voice and then to the real strong chords throughout it. It just really shows as much dynamic range and mental range, which tries to give you an idea of the unlimited range of the absolute. It's powerful, and it to me that it sticks with me. That one, that's one of those tunes that kind of after I hear it, I'm saying it to myself, the chorus especially, for a day or two, frankly.
It's a fantastic chorus, and I'd love to hear 60,000 fans at Wembley Stadium
Yeah.
singing, I wanna be like,
Yeah.
I wanna be Ray.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I love this song.
Well, thanks for the inspiration, Brian. I mean, that was the...
I'm not sure how I could have inspired you to do the absolute, but I'm glad I had a part in it.
Well, you're much nearer to him than I am, so it. Or,
Well, we're all part of it. That's for sure.
yeah.
We're all caterpillars.
But there's also that line in there, to be blind, where the entry price is to be blind in paradise, which goes into the last song, which I was trying to, but maybe it's a
Oh,
poor
I see. Okay, all right, makes sense then. Blind and groping in the dark.
This was
Black
recorded
hole.
after, with, which is, the black hole is probably is the much more evolved being than any sun or any.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So many suns together. So who is this one for?
This was for Nehemiah Davis.
All right. Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Let's do it.
There's so much beauty here before me, but how little I perceive. Of other realms existing here, I cannot conceive. Between me and the mystics, the difference is stark. I'm an involved creature, blind and groping in the dark. All the psychics can see colors for which we have no names. Clairvoyance shows them divas flying while they play fantastic games. They also see the difference between them and me so stark. As I wallow in the filth, blind and groping in the dark. My mind's an open book to them if they were bored enough to read. While psychometry can tell them more than you would dare believe. Or hear me talking miles away, saying some serpent's-night remark. Well, I cannot even hear the silence, blind and groping in the dark. What makes this so much harder, what grinds me finer still, is that I know that I could join them if I only had the will. I've been taught the breaths and mantras worth more than any jewel, that you'd only learn in ages past after years in a mystery school. But instead of listening to discourses that would blow my mind apart, I'm arguing with idiots, blind and groping in the dark. But inevitably one day I will turn back to the source. When the serpent stirs and starts to climb along Shushuna's course, on that day I'll ignite again. I am a divine spark. Until then, I'm the ashes, blind and groping in the dark.
That's a beautiful song. Yeah, that's very good. I can see how you can end with that one. That's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
It really draws a person where they should be going, but it does it more emotionally. Whereas the first one, the materialism one, does it almost in a very, very different way. It kind of does the same thing, but it does it in a almost an intellectual way, whereas this one does it kind of more in an emotional way. Kind of pushes people to realize that they're lost in either the dark in this case or materialism in the other case. The same thing.
Yeah, have you noticed also with my, as you become into the society and also in spiritual development, there's this element of the carrot and the stick. So, you kind of get you get to that spiritual frustration that because also with the practices and from what Dr. King could do, I can never do that, but then, there's that carrot of people who've advanced, but then when people who are the same level as you, do the practices and they advance, and there's that competitive streak, or is it that, if they can do it, I can do it. So it's that. So then you get this almost psychic frustration, or
Well, it's even more complicated in that the master gave us tremendous practices, and he did it. He said it in a certain way, very poignantly in the AUM lecture. He only gave one lecture on the AUM, but in that one lecture, he said at the end that unfortunately most of you will not be able to practice the AUM as much as you would like to, or perhaps even as you should, because you divorce yourself from that and you throw yourself into the service that's needed on earth at this time.
In other words, we're blind and groping in the dark.
And we need to stay to it. In other words, we can't just ignore materialism. We can't ignore the dark. It's not like the Master Jesus says, and I think it was the third blessing, where seek within, find peace, and then leave it. Right. And that's kind of what you need to do every day. You do your practices, so you're seeking within, you're finding a degree of peace, and then you leave it, and then you go and you give service to help those who have not found it.
Yeah.
Ash,
I think we are all blind and groping.
We are.
I got that line from I think it was must have been a lecture by Dr. King. He said those words. So.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, he, from his point of view, I think one time he was talking about delusion, and he said, well, actually, when you really think about it, 99.9% of humanity is deluded. That's a state that we're in right now.
But then you get a small child who can see the divas perfectly, and
that's right. Yeah, it's funny.
And so
exactly.
there's that element of frustration that these layers on the lamp are just covering the light which is there, and
even in a material way. I was watching somebody on TED Talk the other day, and he was giving his belief in that we all grow up when we're 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have completely flexible bodies, and we can just squat and do everything, and then we learn to sit and be stiff and this, and through that and many other things we lose the knowledge and ability of proper body mechanics, and so even on that very, very basic material level, we screw everything up. But to the nth degree, we do that with our minds and with our materialism and our desires and all that. Just we're in the dark. For sure. That's for sure. Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless you become like little children,
Right.
that's what it is required to enter the kingdom of God. Like Jack was saying, children can see the devas. Yeah, we complicate stuff.
Right.
And even you take
Ecstasy is.
ecstasy, and you take the master. The master, despite him having just in a way horrendous responsibility of trying to do a very large part of moving humanity in the right direction, tremendous responsibility, and if he made errors, it would just cost millions and millions of people to have extreme difficulty and death even. Despite that, on a day-to-day basis, there were many aspects of him that were like a child. He liked to joke. He liked to have fun. He liked to make faces and look at other people making faces. And he there was fun being around him, wasn't it, Paul? It wasn't all just misery. It wasn't not that at all. Not at all. He had that childlike aspect in him right till the end. I was within the last the night before he passed away, and we were having jokes. We were having jokes about ice cream and stuff, and it was it's a lesson for people that some people, everything should be so heavy and important, and you've got to have a lightness as well. Even the adepts were doing that in the middle of battle. They were having jokes. It's a lesson there.
And also doing it after you do your practices, you always say, sit in the silence of the after a mantra or a prayer or pranayama, and because the silence is all our psychic powers and all our everything we can't see and hear is there in the silence at this, and that's one of my favorite practices that that also I got from you, is just to listen to this, and you can actually hear the silence. No, I mean, it's early in the morning and there is a sound. That is the silence. Does that make sense?
Certain temples too. You go into certain temples, and you can hear the silence, for sure. Maybe on a more evolved one of your albums, the last track would be silence.
Maybe when my listeners
30
get more
seconds
evolved.
Of silence, or something like that. Yeah, that's right. Exactly, that's right. Yeah.
I think Philip Glass has already done that.
Great.
So,
No, I think
it's been done.
You probably have, but not in the context of spirituality, though.
Okay. All right. Well, this has been
You
fantastic,
could,
Well,
guys.
it's an incredible album. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
you've got some amazing tracks there.
Well, this is just
That's
the
great
first
stuff,
one.
and the more that, well, excellent. I mean, this is the kind of thing that I bought a really nice speaker system some time ago, and stereo system, and the challenge, frankly, is to find really good, uplifting, positive music. It's surprising, but because you don't want to hear the 14,000th song about love and your girlfriend or your wife or your whatever. You just you want to hear something like about materialism, about groping in the dark, about the planets, about the Mother Earth. That's what you want to hear.
Well, thanks. I plan to do this every 100 episodes. Because
perfect.
I've already got 3 songs that I haven't included on this album because I want to keep it just at 12. It's too long otherwise. And Podsongs. The reason I started the show is to promote the Aetherius Society, so I want to keep that theme going through it, and because it's given me so much and it's giving me so much, and I'm indebted to you two, especially as directors of the society. I want to say thank you on behalf of all the members who you never meet. Thanks for all the work you're doing and have to brought it into it to have maintained it and to have brought it to the level it is today.
Well, thank you, Jack. The pleasure certainly is ours. If I can speak for the other directors, we're completely honored and so happy to be able to do what we can to help our master's brotherhood go on and on and on, because the last thing we would want to do is let down our master, because he he's just so amazing and did so much and sacrificed so much, and we want to make the whole cosmos proud of what he brought to Earth.
Fantastic. Well, thanks again. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Jack. Yeah, great. So sorry, just to be clear, this is 12 from the original first 100, or what's your plan here?
So this is the 100th episode of the show.
Oh, the 100th episode. You've just recorded the 100th episode of the show.
Yes.
That's
Wow. Okay.
Excellent.
And
Oh,
so sometimes, some episodes I have 2 songs, so I'm over 100 songs.
Wow. I think you're doing a great job, and keep up the good work, because like I say, the airways need this information, and it needs this song, which is another way of getting the information out, because it's a nice kind of emotional and uplifting way, which is and short. You can listen to a song in 3 minutes, which is beautiful.
Exactly. All right. Thanks again, guys.
All right. Well, thank you, Jack. We'll go back to groping in the dark.
Turn the light on. Come on.
And thanks for the ray of sunshine, reminding us that we are butterflies in the night.
Exactly. Love it.
Bees smelling flowers. Thank you.
All right. I've got me two great video ideas there, Paul. I think if you think of any more, send them over.
Well, get Gary in downtown Detroit, healing the drug pushers, whatever else. Fantastic.
Perfect.
All right.
All right, Jack.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very, very much.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
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 Well, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you've been a long-time listener, thanks for your support. If you're a new listener, you've got a lot of catching up to do. If you'd like to support the show in any way, you can make a donation on podsongs.com. We're a listener-supported show without any sponsorship or advertising yet. And a big thank you to my musicians, Maurizio Sannicola, Massimino Vozza, and Luigi Falcione, and my special guest, Peter Pusanic, who played the sitar. Also like to thank my researcher, Dori Verbo, without whom this project would not be possible. And if you like the songs, they're also available on all the usual streaming services. The whole album is available there. Please share it with everyone everywhere. And finally, yes, thanks to the Aetherius Society, without whom I wouldn't have started this project. I've started another podcast just focusing on metaphysical matters called The Mystic Cast, and that's available where you get this podcast. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. See you next year.